Hi, I'm Claire from Cluesy. Thank you so much for tuning into my frequency today. So I just wanted to quickly talk about radiation and how you can protect yourself from radiation. So Susie's posted a few posts this week about the radiation from our technology, from our smartphones, from the Apple Airpods, and just because it's Apple Airpods, it would be all Bluetooth headphones. Let's not just be specific to Apple. But there's also things like, I ate a banana today. I have a banana every day, and bananas are radiation emitting foods because the potassium in a banana is radioactive. Bet you didn't know that. Same with Brazil nuts. Walking down, going for a hike in the local national park, just off the rocks and everything, there's radiation. Funnily enough, I found out the other day that Fukushima, where the nuclear reactor blew up in Japan, it is second most radioactive thing in the world. Do you know what the number one was? I had no idea. It blew me away. Cigarettes. So if you're a cigarette smoker, there's another reason why you need to give up, because it's got the highest level of radiation. It's from the chemicals they use in the cigarettes. So the EMF radiation you hear a lot about. There's also microwave radiation. So the little things that you can do is, for example, for me, I don't use the microwave at home. Like Susie still will use it to heat up her food. I don't. I either eat it cold, or I put it in the oven or on the stove or something like that, or heat it up on my Thermomix. If I do use a microwave to heat up Susie's, I do not stand anywhere near the microwave. I'm at least 2 meters away. I used to work in radiology department for 3.5 years, and we used to wear lead coats. But we also knew that if we're at least 2 meters away from the X-ray machines, that we wouldn't be exposed to high levels of radiation. And we also stood behind lead glass and stuff like that. So I always make sure that I'm at least 2 meters away from a microwave when it's on, if I have to use it at all. Also, I no longer wear my Apple Airpods. I loved them. I was like Susie, I absolutely loved them. And then I found out about the radiation, and then you know what? Miraculously, I just lost them. I have absolutely no idea where they are. So I think somebody must have picked them up and taken them, because even on Find My Airpods, I can't find them. So that's a blessing in disguise for me. So what do I do now instead? If I'm on a phone call, I either use my wired headset, which is still not ideal because it's got metal in it, but I can have the phone at arm's length or further away. When I do these videos now, I used to wear the Apple Airpods. Now I have a microphone, and it's got a 3-meter cord, so I'm not near my phone now. Other little things like laptops, for example, they put out a lot of radiation. I don't know, like you have your phone in your pocket, or you put your laptop on your leg. I don't know about you, but with me, what happens is that I either get numb in that area, I get pain in that area, or I just get really hot in that area. So that to me is a sign that there's something going on, because within our body, everything works at a frequency. Everything in Earth is energy and frequency and electricity. So we're just a part of that. So when you're exposed to all these different frequency emitting devices, radiation emitting devices, that interferes with our body's innate frequencies. So everything in our body has its own frequency for optimal functioning. When you get exposed to all these things, especially over a long-term time frame, that it alters the way our body works, so we can lead to chronic diseases and things like that. So when the phone companies and the government and everybody says, there's no long-term health effects of mobile phone use, how do you know? I still remember in my lifetime when mobile phones did not exist. I got my first mobile phone, and it was one of the first ones ever released when I was 18. So that's not even 30 years ago. Mobile phones, so like cigarette smoke used to be good for us until 20 years ago, 15 years ago, they decided, actually maybe it's not good. So don't believe everything you read. Phone companies make a lot of money. So of course they've got a lot of influence over who studies what, who releases what studies and things like that. So just keep an open mind and just do things to minimize your exposure. So for example, when you go to bed, if you use your phone as an alarm, put it on airplane mode. Like, I don't know about you, but if somebody, unless I've got a friend or a relative in hospital that is, that they need to maybe call me at 3 o'clock in the morning, or I'm on call, which I don't do anymore, there's no need for your phone to be on unless you have kids out at nightclubs who might call you, want to lift home. Like, you really don't need your phone on. Nobody needs to be answering their phone at 3 o'clock in the morning, so turn it off. It's simple. If I go to an Airbnb and the Wi-Fi modem is in the bedroom, I can't sleep. My brain feels like it's frying, so I turn off the modem. You don't need Wi-Fi when you're sleeping either. So it's just little things that you can do that can influence the amount of radiation that you are exposed to. And there's a lot of things on the market that are claiming to be EMF blockers and stuff like that, so just do your research. All this video is just to highlight that, you know, you're exposed to different forms of radiation all the time, off power lines, off your computers, off the fluorescent lights. So if you're anything like me, you work in a hospital, there's Wi-Fi everywhere, there's fluorescent lights everywhere, there's X-ray machines, MRI machines, you know, a CT scan gives you an extraordinary amount of radiation. So if you need to have scans like that, like, do you really need the scan? Talk to your doctor, because a lot of things that you can pick up, like we do in the clinic, just by simply palpating the patient or taking a blood test or something like that. Not everybody needs a CAT scan for a sprained ankle or something like that. Like, it really doesn't, most of the time, change treatments for those things. Of course, there are times when you do need those kind of scans, but you can, you know, request lead coats and things like that to put on to protect your private bits that aren't being scanned. So there's lots of things that you can do. So you just got to be aware, because long-term exposure to these kind of things will lead to autoimmune disorders or some kind of dysfunction in your body. So take care. If you want to know more, hit me up in the clinic. Happy to talk about this till the cows come home. So thanks so much again for tuning into my frequency. I'll catch you next time. Bye.